The reason you haven't built it yet isn't that you don't know how. You've watched all the tutorials, you've taken all the classes, and you've even got a folder on your desktop called Ideas with many things that you can do. But for some reason, you still haven't built it yet. Maybe you're just waiting until you feel ready. And I need to tell you something about that feeling. That feeling is never going to come. I'm a CS major that recently graduated, and I've watched 4 years of really smart people sit on really good ideas because they thought that they needed one more semester, one more course, or one more side project before they could actually start. And I was one of them for a long time. So if you're stuck right now, if you've been telling yourself you'll start when finals are done, when summer hits, when you finish that course, when you finally learn React, or when you finally feel like a real engineer, then this is for you. Because I want to tell you what I wish someone had told me freshman year, and it's not what you think. The thing that nobody tells you about being a CS student is that the degree is designed to make you feel unready forever. It's very common for everybody to feel some sort of imposter syndrome as a CS student because there's always one more framework, one more language you can learn. There's always someone who knows more than you. You have to wait. You take more notes. You watch another YouTube tutorial. You tell yourself that you'll start the project this weekend. And then this weekend turns into next weekend. And then it turns into the next semester. And then it turns into, well, I'll start after I graduate when I have time. But I'm telling you, you're not going to start. You won't. Here's the truth that took me way too long to learn. Readiness isn't a state you reach by studying. It's a state you reach by doing the thing badly until you do the thing well. The kid in your class who's already shipping stuff isn't smarter than you. He's not further along in the curriculum. He started before he was ready. He built something bad. He shipped it, it broke. He fixed it, it broke again. He just kept doing that process until it worked. And I think that's the best way to learn something. It's not by sitting down and watching a 10-hour tutorial on how to use Python. It's by opening up a notebook and then using Python and just trying to use it. Not trying to just sit there and absorb 10 hours of information. That's never going to work. I know why starting feels impossible. Because the first version is going to be bad. You're going to look at it and feel embarrassed. You're going to want to compare it to whatever polished thing inspired you, and you might even feel like a fraud. And you're going to want to delete it before anyone sees it. The bad version is the only path to the good version, and there's no skipping it. There's no studying your way around it. Every single person whose work you admire has a large graveyard of embarrassing first attempts behind them. And the only reason you don't see these attempts is because they kept going long enough to bury them under better work. And that's the only difference between someone who builds things and someone who just thinks about building things. They were willing to be bad at first, and they were willing to learn how to be better. You have to be willing to be bad at first. And look, I'm not going to pretend like this video is going to change your life. You've probably watched 5 videos like this already, and you're still going to close this tab and open up the game. I get it. I've done that same thing. The motivation usually wears off in about 45 minutes, and then you're back where you started. So what I'm asking you is not to feel motivated. Motivation is one of the worst things that you can rely on because it shows up when you don't need it, and it disappears the second you actually do. I'm asking you to do one thing in the next 30 minutes. Not start a startup, not build a portfolio. Just do one thing. Open the editor, make a folder, write a file, name a variable, anything that moves you from the side of the line where you're thinking about doing it into the side where you're actually doing it. Because once you cross that line, even with something tiny, even with something really embarrassing, the next thing gets super easy. And then the thing after that gets much easier after that still. Momentum is the only thing that matters. And momentum doesn't start with a plan, it starts with a file. The honest truth is, you're not behind. You haven't even started. That sounds harsh, and I don't want it to sound harsh, but I mean it in the most freeing thing that I can tell you. Because if you haven't started, you can't be behind. The race hasn't even begun for you yet. The people you're comparing yourself to, they're not ahead, they're just in it. They're actually doing it. And the second you start, even badly, even ugly, even for just 30 minutes, you're in it too. So close this tab, open your editor, and build the bad version. That's the only advice that ever mattered. Subscribe for more.